Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're going to have a ZVP today. Yay! We have Shine in the bottom right. Just an unbelievably creative Zerg player. Always exciting to watch him play and see what he thinks is best. Going up against him is... Last time I casted him, you guys... I called him the jobber of professional Brood War. I've never casted a winning game of this poor man. It is Airfou. Yeah. He's very, very good. Okay, and I've played him. He pounds me. He's like really good, but not quite the level of all these top pros. And it feels like a lot of very good games are against him. So he puts up exactly enough fight that the game is a tough one, but the top pro can really show what they're made of. So anyways, this is a guy that if he ever makes it into ASL, I'm going to have a damn party for the guy. Because he definitely grinds. He definitely puts in some time and effort. And, you know, I hope to one day cast a game of him winning. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Maybe. Thing is, he's playing against Shine, who I have unbelievable respect for. So I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't think this will be the one. But I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't say that. We don't know. Anyways, we are on Kickback. Yes. Oh God, my memory is actually pretty good. I thought for sure as I started to say the map name that I would not remember it. But yeah, one of our new ASL maps. Let me explain it a little bit. Okay, so I'll start explaining up here, right? You have your main base, double mineral to make sure that you can make a wall, right? Expansion, expansion. The expansions, 3,000 gas, 1,200 minerals, okay? So they are not full bases. They run out quicker than you would anticipate. Also, you have this sunken here. This sunken does nothing if you're Protoss or Terran. If you're Zerg, it's just close enough that the creep jumps, and it gives you creep in this area so that if you need to defend with sunken colonies or whatever, you can. This is this type of map making trick is incredibly important for the diversity of the game. It's stuff like this that just makes, or this is one of the things that just makes Brood War a vastly superior game to everything else. The fact that someone figured out that you can put this here and it won't affect anyone, but with Zerg it will allow you to defend, because maps that look like this we've had in the past that didn't before we knew about this, or map makers knew about this. I don't want to take any credit there. I have nothing to do with figuring this out. Zerg would just die all the time because they'd either have to sack their economy by making a hatchery here to make sunkens, or they just wouldn't have sunkens there and they have to try to defend with only speedlings. And neither of those are correct. Neither of those are fair. You can't balance the game around something like that. It's just, you know, people are good enough at this point that they just will completely abuse something like that. So anyways, yeah, great to see. I love that on Kickback. This map, like, it's a wild map. It plays weird, and I think you're going to see that here. Because you have access to these 3 bases right away, which means, for instance, Protoss can get 3 gases super, super, super fast, which is generally... That's generally the tough thing to do. Now, the way that that gets kind of balanced out is the 4th base is really hard to get, right? So for Protoss, the closest 4th is either 12 or 3. Look at this. So you have to go from this to here, or from this to over here. It's very far. It's very difficult for that 4th base. And as I said, these bases mine out super fast. So if you're going to play a big macro game, like you get the 3 gases, so it's like you might think, oh, well, maybe I should hit like a timing attack because this is so easy. But if the timing attack doesn't work, you're dead. Like, it feels to me, after playing this map several times, well, especially from the Terran point of view, that timing attacks aren't going to work on it. You just can't quite kill them in time. So it's like you get the 3 bases and then just focus your entire game plan on getting a 4th base. Anyways, taking a look at these openers, Stargate. Looking down at Shine's side, we have a Spire coming up. No secondary gas as of yet. But yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary here. +1 air attacks for air. And now we wait a moment. See where this is going to lead. Obviously, Shine will make like 4 Scourge to chase those Corsairs away, but will he make Mutalisks afterwards? That's kind of the big question that we're looking at. So another hatchery, just a macro hatchery in this main base. Actually, you know why he's probably making that right there? And look, he makes another one right here. Well, this does make it a lot easier to macro, right? You can drag select to grab larva. Or I guess you could control click, but I bet you drag selects. I'm not sure, 100% sure though. But anyways, this can actually make this patch mine better. See how it goes diagonal like that? It can just kind of go straight then. Sometimes there's tricks like that. Helps on some of the older, shittier made maps to have a second hatchery to get that mining way, way more efficient. Nowadays, all the patches are really designed for efficiency. Okay, so the Corsair scouts around and actually sees quite a bit of gas. Sees the 3 base, sees the 3 hatch, sees no evolution chamber, no Hydralis den, but that's normal stuff to scout. The second gas, I think, is the big giveaway where you're like, okay, this is probably Muta. And you can see he's actually adding cannons. There's a cannon. Here's a cannon. Yeah, that cannon is just about close enough. And it looks like he's getting ready for another base. Dude, if Air takes a really quick third, this game is going to get very interesting. 4th base being taken by Shine. You can see for Zerg, this is going to be a really different type of situation, right? This is not super attackable by his opponent. Hydralis Den and Evolution Chamber. Mutalisk count going up to 5. Where's that 5th Muta? There he is. Now, we don't know if he's going to make any more. 5 is how much one shot's a probe. I'm sure you guys are starting to remember that because I say it every time we see 5 Mutas made. But, you know, there's certain numbers that you're making purposefully. Like, these have a lot of potential for damage. 4 would have far, far less potential for damage. Because you have to take 2 swipes to kill probes. So you kill half as much on... Well, there's bouncing, so maybe a little bit more than half as much, but you get my drift. Now, the DT comes out, kills a couple lings, but Shine keeps track of that. He actually decides to turn around here. At least he knows now about whether or not there's a Nexus. He knows that there's going to be a Nexus soon because the probe was already there. It was actually there for quite a while, though, to be fair. New probe comes up, throws a cannon down as well for that extra defense. Dude's literally on 1 gate and making a 3rd Nexus. That shows you how cool this map is. A lot of Hydras being macroed out right now for Shine. And we're going to see, like, this is there's some sick powering that's going to occur. 50 probes right now, macroing 2 gates. So we'll see him probably throw down a few pylons in this area and explode up. I bet you he goes to, like, 10 gates. Like, he's just going to have to spend every nickel he has on getting a big army out ASAP. Probably needs a few more cannons, too, honestly. There are some Hydras moving out, but Psystorm is going to be finishing shortly. So he's going to have multiple Psystorms. It's just that there's only 2 cannons, so I'm a little bit nervous that this game could be anticlimactic. Okay, up comes the Hydras. Honestly, he could run up there and kill those cannons. He's not going to. I think he doesn't know, really, if Psystorm is ready, or maybe he just wants to kill the wall regardless. He is going to stop +1, so that's kind of nice. You're going to want to probably go double forge from here. Additional cannons being made. Psystorm is about to finish, so if they do start to dive... Okay, that was a vision check right there. He ran that forward real quick just to see what was back here. So he saw more cannons on the way, and now it's unpowered pylons. Oh my god, that Psystorm. Unpowered cannons as well, but the Psystorms are absolutely insane. He's going to end up killing the High Templar. What a weird-looking game. He breaks the wall, unpowers the cannons, kills, like, 2 High Templars there. Now we do have a counterattack coming down from these Corsairs. He has so many Corsairs, and in fact going to get a huge amount of counter damage. Well, you know, this is where all of his money went, was into these Corsairs, plus that 3rd Nexus, so... that's too bad. He tried to attack, move him down here, but 2 of them got aggro, or 3 of them got aggroed. He lost 2 of them. Going to kill off a lot of Overlords. That's going to slow Shine down a bit. Now, Shine is on a higher worker count right now than Air is. Air adding a bunch of gates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to get that 10th gate that I predicted. Don't know. So legs on the way, 1-1 on the way here for air. Where do you put his forges? Oh, up here. Okay, okay. Ah, I was like, there it is, guys, the 10th gate. It's going to be a robo. Okay, so 9 gates plus a robo. Dragoon range on the way. And, of course, he's going to have to pop out a bunch of Dragoons as well. Like, you can't be playing a Zealot High Templar army right now, that's for sure. Looking over at Shine's side of the map, he has triple Evolution Chamber going. Not too surprised to see that. I am a big fan of triple Evolution Chamber in this matchup. And I think he's got a big enough economy to pull something like that off very easily at 56 drones already in this game. Hive coming up. We might be in for a banger. This is kind of cool. Like, we have massive, massive production getting going. Air having a hard time even finding places to make his pylons at this point. This map, this is one of the funny things about this map. You have to be very careful with where you put your buildings down. Especially, I've noticed as a Terran player, like trying to fit your depots in and get the number of factories and stuff that you need is challenging. It's 3 very small areas. For Zerg, of course, Zerg never cares. You can have the smallest amount of area ever and be completely fine. For Protoss and Terran, a bit harder. Especially Terran with how big depots are. It's crazy. Okay, so we have 5 High Templars here. 9 Dragoons pumping out at a time. Observatory just finished, which is a good thing because we already have a lot of lurkers out. Adrenal glands on the way, as well as the Defiler Mound here for Shine. So Shine is getting, like, everything on Earth. Everything in the world that he needs. Like, Lurker-Ling Defiler with crackling upgrades. Absurd. Look at how many lings he's making right now. He's taking another base. Shine's position looks so scary. It really, really, really does. But do not count air out here. The fact that he got his 3rd gas up this quickly, he has a really high-quality army right now. Right? He already has Kadaran Amulet as well. So each of these High Templars, by the time he engages, will have 2 storms. So he's going to have 10 Psy Storms. Okay? 10 Psy Storms counters everything in the game, just so you know. Literally everything. Maybe 10 Dark Archons beats that. But yeah, that's a Protoss unit. Now, this is a lot of Lings, a lot of Hydras, a lot of Lurkers. The Zealot's going to come down and force a cancel here, or maybe just get a kill. Okay, he's quick enough. So they do force a cancel. Maybe split some Zealots up and patrol around this area. And this is all about kind of keeping this army alive. This army that you see from air... Like, he needs to hit a lot of Psy Storms and keep his High Templars alive, keep those Dragoons alive. I don't want to see another Dragoon made, though. This is, like, the most ridiculous amount of Dragoons that I've seen. Look at this. It is an insane amount of Dragoons. By the way, you can see that Overlord drops are on the way, continuing triple Evolution Chamber upgrades. I think really good choices by Shine. The fact that he's getting ready to do massive drops, it's going to be really hard for air to defend. But he's taking this 4th base up at 12. That's going to be another gas. Look at this. He starts the geyser right away as well. By the way, 3,000 on those geysers too, and 1,200 on those mineral patches. I actually hadn't noticed that. That's crazy, though. Center, same. So everything except your main patches and main gas. Wild. But there's going to be sparks, guys. This is going to be wild when we get the big engagement that's coming. Plague on the way. Upgrades for Protoss. 1-1 is done. 2-2 is on the way. 1-1-1 is done here on Zerg with 2-2-2 on the way. Starts to attack in. Yeah, you can't do this. You can go up in Psy Storm and that's it. But plagues are going to start coming down. So Shine's idea here is, like, do this so the Dragoons aren't dealing damage. You see all these Dragoons fighting? They're literally not doing anything. Nothing. Maybe they're taking hits for the High Templars sometimes. So, like, I guess that's a little tiny bit of something. But they're doing, like, 0 damage until you get out from underneath the Psy Storm. So, in a situation like this, oftentimes what you'll do is you'll just walk up in Psy Storm and then walk away. Which I think is a good play. But what Shine's doing is saying, okay, you can do that, but I'm going to Plague over and over. And as you Plague, like, the shields, the plasma shields are not... They take full damage from everything, right? they don't take into consideration explosive, concussive, etc., right? They don't take into consideration really anything other than upgrades. And they're the most expensive things to upgrade for Protoss. So you get these Dragoons down, and Zealots as well, anything down to just shields, and they will just evaporate when they start taking damage, right? Really, it's the base health, which is what keeps Protoss units alive. The shields actually really are kind of weak. It's just that they heal over time, right? So that gives you some value long term. But yeah, the plagues are going to be very, very hard to deal with. And look at this now. Shine coming up with a massive drop into this third base location. Gets that Darkstorm down. This Nexus is gone. You just right-click on this Nexus with Cracklings, and it will die. But he's actually not doing that. He's actually fighting right now. And it's kind of funny, because what you want to hit the Zealots with are actually hitting, like, just a random pylon. So, that drop absolutely could have killed this, but did not. So, good defense there from Air. And I think they were having a bit of an engagement out here at the same time. So, that maybe took the attention of Shine a little bit as well. Throwing down some Psy Storms, but actually the Psy Storms not being that effective here. Shine just kind of running through them. The overall High Templar count pretty much being destroyed. He does have more that are popping out, so that's nice, because he does have 4 gases, so it's kind of like unlimited gas. Shine, in the meantime, taking mass bases here in the bottom left. So another big drop, loading up. And look at this. So this is a massive attack that Shine is trying to run over to and stop. The Knight is here, not going to really be able to be used defensively, since he is picking that off with the Zealots almost immediately. Most of the Rallying Army being dealt with. But here comes this drop onto this Nexus. But hold on, couple of Archons as well as Psystorm's going to come up here. Oh my god, we have like some big action right now. So over here, Air is definitely winning, and over here, Shine is winning. So Shine is going to kill this base, but if Air can clear all 3 of these bases with this army, which looks very reasonable, this is a scary, scary army, and there's only like a few Lurkers running in to defend, a few Hydras hatching. I think he's going to be able to kill these bases. There are more units coming up, though. Hold on. Some more Lurkers running up for a nice burrow. He has his Observer, so that is an insane size storm right there. A second insane one as well. Going to go ahead and clear all those Lurkers as they run up. The drone's starting to try to run away. In the meantime, Air did lose this base, and he did mine out this base already. Look at this. This is just about mined out. So he's basically down to 1 base. So killing this is incredibly important. He's going to... Well, his Observers are not going to kill that, unfortunately, but he's going to need to kill that. More units are coming down to help out. So Shine has this base, but it is getting low. His main base is barely saturated. Very, very low. Very, very low. Guys, we might actually go to a mined out game, which is weird, because normally a mined out game is like, you know, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. You know, the whole map's been taken. Crazy big wars back and forth. We've had like 3 big attacks, and that's it. But we're getting to this position because all the expansions are so light, because there's so many of them that are easily accessible, that it's kind of wild. Like, Shine really doesn't have that much. Dude, these patches, 1 Psystorm clears them. Oof. Love to see him get in and be able to do that. All right, some storms going on. Wow, I can't believe that storm actually hit both those Lurkers. That didn't look like it graphically. But yeah, it looks like some very, very good storms here from Air. Is Air going to get his first win on my channel? I don't know. Great group of Zealots in here with those Observers already in place. Going to clear all of these Lurkers and force a cancel on this base. Well, maybe not, actually. A lot of Cracklings coming up. He does have 2-2 with 3-3 almost done, but 3-3 is almost done for the Zealots as well. Of course, again, the scaling goes better to those Zerglings for sure. And not just because of Plasma Shields, but also because of the Crackling upgrade. When you put an Archon behind him, though, man, do those Zerglings die quick. Some good Psy Storms going down. And Shine is gonna GG. Oh my god, what a crazy game. What an absolutely crazy game that this was. I just want to jump back and just take a look at the position right before the GG, right? So he had killed everything in the bottom left. Very, very low. Very, very low and like no drones. He's already basically sent his drones elsewhere. So I'm going to try to pause it right before, right? I just want to see the position real quick. So ridiculously good storms, grinding this army down. Shine's supply is falling. Most of his supply in drones, literally. It comes over here. We're very close to the position of giving up. Right there. Okay. So he sent a ton of drones up here. They're all going to die. The hatchery's going to die. What does he have left? Making 9 hydras. His mining is very, very small. Honestly, the thing is the mining is very small here. Well, here's a question for you guys. Because I'm looking at this army and I do think that Air basically won this game. Right? Don't forget, he's down 11 workers. He's about to kill all this. All this is dead for free, basically, okay? And then it's like you got 9 hydras on the way and these little groups of units right here. Right? Couple lurkers, few lings. Should Shine have stayed in the game? Let me know in the comments. Especially looking at the bank, I'm going to go ahead and say I think it was a fine leave. But let me know what you think. You know, you definitely can get crazy comebacks. All right, guys. I think and if you do think he should have stayed in the game, again, I think it's hard to gauge. People aren't used to gauging these expansions. He might be thinking that this one's still mining too. Don't forget, right? These mine out so fast, these bases. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. See you next time.